And once again, we would like to welcome everyone here to the state of Synth. My name is Dennis G.
And I'm Neon Fox.
You're doing that thing again. That like, do you put your I feel like you put your finger under your what is that? Your chin and do that thing a little bit.
That's all I'm doing. Doing like wrist.
I think you're mocking me, honestly.
I am not mocking. I don't mock ever.
Jules would never ever do that.
Never.
How you doing tonight, Jules?
I'm doing all right. We're halfway through the week?
We are indeed halfway through the week. And I tell you what, I went ahead and I messed myself up. First, I stubbed my toe. Then I drank way too much hot chocolate. Dude, I went to the donut shop because we were all talking about Krispy Kremes, and all I wanted to do was just get Krispy Kremes, hot chocolate, and Jules, I have to tell you right now, I am jazzed up on hot chocolate.
Okay. I thought you were about to say you're going to feel bloated or something.
Well, that comes with the territory too, but you know, it is what it is. You know, sometimes you need a good hot chocolate just to warm you up on a nice chill day, and you just go out and get it because you know we're adults and that's what we do. So,
well, yeah, why not? Nobody says you can't.
That's right. If I could fight the corona and get out there, I'm gonna get my damn hot chocolate. I'm gonna get my donuts, and you know, of course, they got pumpkin everything, Jules.
Oh god, I haven't bought into the pumpkin thing yet.
What?
Nah.
Get out of town, man. You got to have pumpkin. You have to have the maple and Dunkin' Donuts. I sound like this is like a Dunkin' Donuts commercial. They have
the state of Dunkin' Donuts.
The state of donuts. That's all we've been doing is talking about food. And we're going to talk about some more food because we're going to go ahead and jump right on into our top story. How's that for segue?
Oh, nice.
Top story of the evening. Get your coffee with a shot of synthwave. What? Local specialty coffee bar and eatery, Queen City Grounds. It is located in Charlotte, North Carolina. They have announced that they have a totally rad synthwave-inspired food menu complete with sandwich names such as The Midnights, Maximum Overdrive, Terminator 2, Judgment Day, and Time Cop 1983. I mean, come on, Jules. Who doesn't want to eat there?
That's pretty good, although I don't see anything on the menu that says Droid Bishop.
Well, you know,
goddamn sandwich.
We're going to have to talk to them. I tell you what, though, we do have Vosto Vlad. He just can never turn down the opportunity to have a good sandwich. So, Vosto, are you out there, buddy?
This is Vosto Vlad, and I'm about to enter the specialty coffee bar and eatery Queen City Grounds, located in Charlotte, North Carolina. If you were wondering what I do in between my night ride mobile adventures, this is it. I like to eat a good sandwich, especially if the menu is retro and synthwave inspired. And here we have sandwiches such as the Midnight, Maximum Overdrive, Terminator 2 Judgment Day, Gunship, and Time Cop 1983. So many choices bring so much excitement. I'll have a Maximum Overdrive and a Gunship sandwich, please. Perfect. Now we've teleported in the Night Ride FM dining room to serve it with my trusty carrot juice like I always do. I will also insert my sandwiches in the Night Ride FM Slicer 2000. You can buy your own at our merchandise shop. Oh boy, I can't wait. I'll be right back. I need to acquire some napkins. And I'm back. I'm ready to devour this Terminator 2 and Gunship sandwich. My carrot juice is here, and I couldn't be happier. And I'm back. I'm ready to Wait, Dennis, there is a Vosto Vlad in the dining room. Just when I thought my day would be perfect. Vosto Vlad, what are you doing in my universe? There's no room for two Vosto Vlads here. No! Get your hands off my sandwiches. But they are my sandwiches. How do you know that? Maybe you are in my universe. Impossible. How do you know that, sir? Well, this is a carrot juice, right? I always drink a carrot juice when I eat sandwiches. Me too. What? I'll take this right now. Wait, the sandwiches seem to be slightly different. What did you order, Vosto Vlad? I ordered a Terminator 2 and a gunship sandwich. What about you, Mr. Intruder Vosto Vlad? I ordered a maximum overdrive and never mind. This is absolutely crazy and I'm hungry. I will now start the Night Ride FM Slicer 2000 machine and proceed to eat them. No! Stop! What do you mean, stop? Maybe the Slicer 2000 from your universe has different settings to this one. You do know that we use the Slicer 2000 also as a security weapon that can launch nuclear weapons if needed.
You have inserted Terminator 2 Judgment Day sandwiches and have pressed the correct button to activate 322 nuclear bombs into the atmosphere.
Oh no! What have I done? I didn't know this slicer machine can bring the apocalypse. And since when did we get the budget to construct 322 nuclear bombs? That's it, Vosto Vlad. We have 5 minutes until the end of the world. And I will use this time to unleash the Securitron on you.
Securitron activated. You are under arrest and will be taken to the Disintegrator 9000, which will disintegrate you in an orderly fashion.
No! Why are you arresting me? For eating a meal? A succulent Terminator sandwich? No! And good riddance. I am glad that failed version of myself is gone. Now I can use these final minutes to eat these succulent sandwiches.
I was kidding.
The apocalypse will not come today. Your sandwiches will now be sliced.
What? Stop playing tricks on me, you abomination of an invention. But at least you helped me get rid of that crazy man.
Beep, beep. That was funny. Beep, beep. Enjoy your sandwiches and have a nice day.
Jesus.
I don't even know what just happened.
God,
did he get the
Vosto.
sandwich? I don't even.
I don't think so.
I love him. I love him. And man, just do me a favor and save me a half of that sandwich, Mr. Vosto. I hope the nuclear annihilation didn't mess it up too bad. You know, some of these sandwiches, I think they could honestly survive the apocalypse. I really do. They make them so good. They put all that like good meat inside. The real thick. What is that? The
Yep.
salami. Oh,
Yeah.
boy. This conversation's not going very good.
Oh, by the way, you know what? I think it's time to do some shout-outs, because guess who's in the
Yeah.
chat?
Who's in the chat?
Queen City Grounds has
Whoa,
joined the Night Ride
get
chat.
out of town. Oh, that is amazing.
Hello, guys.
Hey. And we are no joke because, we heard a lot of good things. And any person out there that is helping promote Synthwave, we're all for it. So you can go to queencitygrounds.com if you're in North Carolina. That's actually where my wife grew up. She was right in Raleigh. So
Raleigh.
good tunes,
Raleigh.
man. And we appreciate you spreading the word. And we're going to do the same thing on our end. Speaking of spreading the word, we're going to spread some tunes right now. We're going to put it on a platter and slice it up for you. What do we got lined up here first, Mr. Jules?
Wow, let's see. We've got a new song by Deadlife over in the UK.
Nice.
And this track is called Our Virtual Hills. And you're hearing it here on Night Ride FM.
All right, yes, that was Dead Life with Our Virtual Hills. Great tune right there. Super chill, Jules. What do you think about that one?
Yeah, it's slightly different than his usual stuff.
Yeah.
A little more, vapor wavy?
Yeah, a little bit more down tempo, more chill. And I tell you what, I dig it. I think it's pretty darn awesome. So good on you, Dead Life. Thanks a lot for letting us play your track.
Mm-hmm.
And without further ado, I would love to go ahead and introduce to you tonight's guest. It is my great pleasure to introduce to you the Mr. Droid Bishop. What's going on, man?
Hello. What's up, boys?
Hey.
We're doing all right.
Thanks for having me. I was just listening in on that sandwich talk, and it was hard for me not to jump in right there and talk about your salamis and your capricolas, the mortadellas. Come on, boys.
Yeah.
So,
well, you were telling me about the Philly scene, and you're kind of ingrained in it, right? A little bit.
Yeah, going down to the Wawa, getting a hoagie. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, right there.
Man knows a Wawa. That's a good sign.
Back in the day.
Apparently, Karen was saying she was checking out this menu of theirs. They've got a sandwich called named after Swayze.
Get out of town.
Probably actor, not the artist. I don't know. Maybe it's the artist.
Oh, that's awesome.
Is Patrick from Jersey?
Oh,
I don't know.
Sounds like Southern. I think he's got like a weird Southernish drawl.
Yeah. I don't know.
now, Bish, you're in LA, right?
I am.
Is the sky red?
I don't know. I'm in the darkness
I've been
right
seeing
now.
the photos all over the internet.
I know.
I know it's red. I just saw like FM84's photo or something, and it was like in San Francisco or the Bay Area, and it was like Blade Runner 2049, that like orange red hue. Hold on, let me just peep out this window real quick.
We need the weather report. Actually, I love the weather report of David Lynch. Have you seen the weather report that he does? He literally looks out the window.
That's telling. It's not red out there. It's a little hazy. It looks kind of smokish sky, but I think it's just a cloudy day. Anyway, that's my weather report. The weather's shit outside.
That's a beautiful thing.
It's gonna be shit tomorrow.
Yeah.
Shit on the weekend.
It's gonna be shit all week, buddy.
Ooh. Oh, you know what? I gotta mention.
Yeah.
Joe Loke, he's over in the chat. He just posted a link to the Diggers Factory.
Nice.
Get yourself a Droid Bishop vinyl because they're going fast.
Nice.
Oh, shoot. Yes, absolutely. We got to talk about music, man, because we could talk about sandwiches all day long, but man, you dropped this album, James, and this is like ridiculous that I honestly, I love it. It's like, I'm going to put it in my top 5, honestly. I just love the sound. It's kind of a direction that you've been kind of moving in, and I feel like with every record that you put out, I feel like you are kind of like evolving towards like a new sound, like, and it seems that you're kind of really starting to zone in on this really cool. It's almost like a vibey 70s Supertramp meets Earth, Wind and Fire.
Yeah,
having
it's
a baby
like Earth, Wind and Fire
on a yacht
going on.
On a space yacht.
On a space
That's
yacht.
cool. I mean, that makes sense. You know, that 70s kind of, I love Earth, Wind and Fire too, and Supertramp, all that stuff. Good music in the 70s. But yeah, and thank you for the kind words about the album.
Yeah.
But yeah, like what you're saying, going in that direction, I totally agree. Like the evolution is there, and it seems like it's getting, apparent that it would seem like finding this sound or like changing in this, like going in this direction, and all it really is like reverse engineering and cutting away all the bullshit and all the things I've been kind of like doing that weren't exactly what I heard in my head, and this is just getting to what was always there and wanting to be out there. It's not like, oh, I found this band I like, let me make a record. It sounds like that. It's kind of a culmination between everything that I've listened to in life, and just kind of being like, life is short, and there's lots of synthwave out there, there's lots of good and bad stuff, but
Right.
You've got to do something different and something that's your own, or else it's pointless and it's just noise. And I'm kind of in this for legacy more than like short gratification, kind of upfront, like quick gratification. And so just kind of the COVID thing, everything was just like, you could go anytime, just do an album that you fucking want to make. And I'm glad so far people are kind of are into it. So it's kind of like, you being yourself, we validate you, sir. Rather than like, don't be yourself. We don't like that.
Right.
We want you to be like other people because that's easy for us to understand. And blah blah blah. I could go on.
Come on, Bish.
Beings, but
why don't you sound like Grimes?
I mean, there's so much out there, but just kind of following your heart is always a good rule of thumb. But you still don't be an asshole and try to make music that sounds palatable to the ear. Sometimes people are so artsy in like movies or or music and anything, and it's to the point where it's too artsy, to the point where it's more like, hey, look how genius I am as the creator, rather than trying to hook the listener or viewer up with a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. Nobody likes the chainsaws and the triangle effect. Sometimes.
What is that?
I don't know. I'm just thinking of the most like outrageous art house album I can think of.
Yeah.
Like
I
ding ding ding.
Yeah, not to take away from I never want to be someone to put limitations on art and what it can be. And there's moments for things. There's right and wrong moments for everything.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But for me personally, I'm there's a duality to things that I approach, where I love palatable pop, easy accessible sounds and things that are nicely packaged, but I also like intellectual things and things that challenge you, like a 4-minute 4-chord pop song is awesome, but I also love an intricate jazz tune that has like a billion changes. But if both of them are melodic and touch you, that's all that matters. So,
right.
You just kind of describe your own music.
Well,
that's how I feel when I listen to it.
I appreciate that. I try to marry that to the two sides, because I feel like the world has not been given enough credit as individuals and people, and giant corporations and giant things are telling you like, hey, we don't think that much of you, so we're telling you this is an awesome product, and you will believe it's an awesome product, and here you go. And like, I think people are smarter and want better things. They haven't been exposed to it, or I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, I think it totally does.
The popular music of 100, 200 years ago was like insanely intricate music.
Yep.
That most people couldn't play like today. Like, I can't do some of that stuff, and not saying that one's good and one's bad, but like, look at the where music is today in popularity. Like, you don't really need to be a genius to make a super hit.
I wonder if 100 years from now, Roberta Black's Friday is gonna be thought of as complex.
Roberta Black.
That's gonna be a mood. That sure is.
Friday.
That is amazing. It's good to hear that you're following the path that you really wanted to have, and the one that you envision. And before we go and deep dive into some more music here, we want to kind of build upon that first question here with Arctic Mega Defender. He's one of our Patreons, patreon.com/NightRideFM. That's a nice little plug for us.
That money.
Ching. Yes. Got to keep the lights on. But he wants to know about your actual songwriting process. So you're following your heart, you're kind of doing the vibe. Is there like any type of change within your actual songwriting process? Like, is there something that you kind of realize, like, oh well, this way that I was writing songs, it just doesn't work for me anymore, and I'm finding like better ways to really try to zone in on that person that I'm trying to be? Or is it just like, you're just getting more experience with it?
I mean, it's more like going backwards to what I in a sense of how I used to approach music before synthwave. Like, I was more band driven, and I was playing guitar in bands and writing songs, because a lot of synth music in synthwave, it's not songs, it's not like an A section, B, A, B, C. Some of it's like continuous, like dance vibes or whatever with little parts here and there. But then you have, your Midnights and FM 84s and Ollie Rides and things like that with song structures.
Right.
Those are songs. So just kind of maybe approaching the music how I used to when I was in a band, because I did what I wanted to do back then and just added the things I wanted to do. But I mean, the process of writing it's different for every song. I don't, sometimes you sit down with an idea like, oh, I like remember that idea, like that chord progression or that tempo or that drum beat. I wanted to do something with that. Let me start with that. So it could be starting with an idea or just sitting down and changing up synth sounds and playing chords. And usually when I hit upon some cool chord plus a cool sound, that starts a song. There's like millions of ways to start a song, and it's always hard to finish it.
Ain't that the
That's
truth?
the hard part.
The curse of every artist.
Yeah, but it sounds like you're just basically trying to offer yourself a little bit more freedom. And I really feel that the synthwave community now, because it's flourished and has grown so much, I think it's so much more accepting to be able to write these songs that are really kind of like out of the realm. Like 5 years ago, you would hear a lot of people arguing, saying, well, that's not even synthwave because that doesn't have gated drums, or, God forbid, you put in real drums or something like that. But you can really kind of express yourself a lot easier, because I feel like the whole community is just about a bunch of people that like rad stuff, and it's so much easier to just put that out and to follow what is in your heart and the sounds that you want to make. So that's really cool.
Yeah, and I mean, to a degree, like, most people are pretty cool and accepting in the scene, and but like the quabbling over the gated snares and all, is it 80s enough and all that stuff like that kind of like bickering and opinionated critique everywhere and commenting everywhere has like, that's why this album is called Music, and that's why I'm doing what I want to do, because you can't win with everyone, and you're never enough of this genre to these people and blah blah blah. So like, I'm just trying to make music, and that's why the album is called that, because it's easy to put things in genre and boxes for the sake of like marketing and easy things to put together and easy ways to find artists and artists alike and all that stuff. But how can you box? How did Nirvana sound anything like Pearl Jam? And how is that? That was both grunge.
Right.
How did they sound? Those bands do not sound anything alike. Like Pearl Jam and Alice in Chains. Love Alice in Chains, but they sound like that tail end of the 80s stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like they're a little more like hard rock, like with like the dredges, the endings of metal, and Nirvana's like, punk alt stuff. Love both those bands, but those are not that. How can you put that in the same genre? I don't know how you could, but people do, and they sell records that way. And so to me, I'm just like kind of anti-genre in a way, and you lump yourself together or use these terms because it's easier to navigate and market and share and connect. But what is a genre? I don't know. It's just good or bad music, and that's kind of where I'm at with my process of writing and all that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just doing what feels natural, because just like in your personality or when you're hanging out with people, like, don't you want to be yourself with your friends and your family? Like, why would you want to? Imagine how uncomfortable it would be to have to. We all have that person, or like, I don't know if it's your mom or your boss or someone that you kind of change your personality with when you're talking to them, and how uncomfortable are those moments? Like, imagine being an artist like that, and everything you have to do is kind of like, well, I know people like this for me, so let me do that. And I could go on for hours about that aspect, but I'll leave it there.
No, that's a perfect summed up answer. And yeah, I mean, that's it, man.
I'm looking in the chat, and there's a lot of people nodding their heads.
Virtual nods.
Yeah, virtual nods.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I mean,
actually.
like, life is short. Be yourself. Like, don't be an asshole, but be yourself. If you happen to be an asshole, like, don't be yourself and go somewhere else. But other than that, like, be yourself. You know.
That's it. That's it. So, speaking of being ourselves, we have a lot of people being themselves in the chat room, talking all kinds of fun, crazy things. We do have the IRC here tonight. I say tonight like it's like here for the first time or something. It's always been here. In fact, even when I'm sleeping.
Old. IRC's been around forever.
The chat is always hopping. And, of course, a peace up to our YouTube listeners. We got a pretty decent crowd.
Some shout outs. I know.
Yeah.
Over on YouTube, Deedle's over there, and Melissa Matos. Adriel was there, the Gallivanter, David Fernandez. So hi guys, thanks for listening. And yeah, well, over in Night Ride chat in the IRC, we've got Joe Loke, the Synthwave Traveler, and TK Nylon.
TK Nylon.
BOFH. Karin is in there. Thank you, Karin, for listening. And we got Ballin, and we've also got Ray Jimenez from Best Korea. Frogger 420's in there. Don is in there from Scotland. I remember last week I said Manchester. Sorry, Don. It's Scotland.
Oh, that's brutal.
I know. Just don't mix them up. And Vitamus is in there, and G Skip. Chris Hahn's in there. Finite K's in there. And Tyler Lyle from The Midnight has joined us.
Hey, all right.
And then, yeah, we still got people over in Discord, too. Hannah Baird's over there. Rex Balls, Lord Tuts, Z, of course, Strappy, Heretic G, and Particle. So, yeah, quick
Good
shout
for
out to
joining
everyone.
us. Yes. All right, so we're going to go ahead and since we have our guest here, we are going to play a song by him, of course. We can't go without playing a song by the Mr. Droid Bishop. Now, I just got to say that I love the sound that you're kind of moving in, and this tune is probably one of my favorite cuts off the album. And when the song's over, I want to talk to you a little bit about providing vocals for your tracks, because I know that was a big step in your evolution. So we're going to go ahead and drop the track, and then we'll talk a little bit about that. But this is Droid Bishop with The Lights. And we're back. Droid Bishop with the lights.
What's up? Now you got me in this goddamn chat, and I'm going to be like typing and be like, sorry, were you talking to me?
Right.
You got a question?
Yeah, and my favorite thing is when we have guests and they're always like, they have everybody's got a mechanical keyboard. I don't even know what it is, but everyone's got the mechanical. They're and I'm like, I shouldn't have told them about the chat room.
Yeah, exactly.
We had Strap Locked and Serena on, and yeah, we literally called the show Clackety Clack because of the glorious sounds of those mechanical. It adds the 80s vibe, I guess. The old. Well, I guess for your album you had like a big computer for your album before this. It was like a shot of like an old 1980s.
Oh yeah. I don't know what computer that was. It's some just fake knockoff or whatever. I used to have one of those old. I think it was the first Macintosh. I remember having it like it was in the closet or something when I was younger, because this was by the mid 90s, and like that wasn't the hot item anymore. But I used to like pull it out and play that like paper airplane game. Does anyone remember that? Like it was like a flying paper airplane, and you had to guide it through the house, kind of like an old.
Oh yeah, that rings a bell.
Oh yeah.
It was kind of like, I don't know if it was 3D, early 3D modeling or something like that, but
it was like the super early days.
Either way, of course,
vector graphics or something.
Yeah, exactly. And like today, like I'm like, where the fuck is that computer? Like now it means something to me. Like those go for a lot of money on eBay actually right now. Or like old kind of Macs, and the things we gave away are.
I know. I'd be kicking myself if I even thought about half the stuff. I mean, I had old action figures and the old Atari 2600, the wood grain one. It's good. It's good vibes.
I call it the 6-shooter because it had the 6 switches on it.
Yeah, it did.
The wood grain.
It was great. All right, so we need to dive in because you know what? Droid, can I call you Droid? I'm going to call you Droid.
You can call me anything you want.
I got to talk to you about
in the morning.
Vocals, man. What's up with the vocals? It's such a polarizing thing in synthwave, which I find hilarious. I really honestly do. That it is such a polarizing thing in the entire community. When you started kind of moving in that direction, again, you were probably just kind of following the sounds that you wanted to make. Did you get a lot of pushback from the vocals? I don't feel like you did, but it was a big jump, wasn't it?
I did to a degree. I mean, you have to first understand that, like, I used to be in bands like a lot of people did. No one just starts synthwave like their first music project.
Right.
Maybe most of them. I don't know. A lot of people. I'm just
gonna back away into the
Jules is gonna back away right now.
Well, I don't know. Not to each their own. There's an example. There's examples. But and I used to write tons of songs. Like I was a songwriter in a band, like old alt bands and metal bands, and I actually wasn't really good at singing when I was younger, and still probably my voice is to taste on certain levels, but you get better and you make a lot of mistakes and you learn from that. But coming into the question of adding vocals, it was just kind of like, I mean, there were reasons. I like vocal music and I like instrumental music, so I never wanted to go, and I never will, just go full blown like there's 10 vocal tracks. Like, never say never, but that's
right.
Not. I like instrumental music, like I mentioned, classical music and movie scores, and there's no, there's reasons why there's feelings that don't have words for them, because you can't. They're like, words are limited.
Right.
I think. Like music is not, and also music tells you what the song is about to a degree. You can have abstract lyrics, but baby baby won't you love me, like that's not about space travel. It's not about money from the government or whatever, but any instrumental, like, you can kind of take away whatever it is you want from it. Anyway, I digress. And yeah, I got some pushback when I first started singing on this stuff, and it was like, some people liked it, some people, I remember one comment which I couldn't be mad at. It was like, oh man, I wish you didn't start singing on these records. It's not that your voice is bad, because I actually like it, but I think it's like the mystery is gone from like Droid Bishop, and I totally get what he's saying. And it was this weird way of like the fact that he said I don't have a bad voice to him was like, okay, I can't be angry at that,
Right.
and he had a valid point, because I totally get that. When if Daft Punk's helmets came off, that would be different, a lot different. They would be different. It would be ruined forever to a degree of what they've built.
Right. The mystique is important. Yeah.
It is, and like, the longer I'm doing this Droid Bishop, the more relaxed I'm getting with like, just, you don't have to put fucking glasses on every time you're going to be seen on an interview, or like, I wish I could do that full-blown Droid Daft Punk "This Is Your Life" and no one will ever see you, and who fucking knows who's under those helmets sometimes. but they own that, and it's a lot of work to do that. And I think people, it's either do that full-blown or be really fucking real, and I think I'm just being real and like trying to,
because on stage you are yourself, but also too, you kind of have this personality when you're on stage that I find fascinating. Like, not to say all great things about you, but we're definitely going to pump you up here, because in all honesty,
what else is there to say?
let's pump Droid Bishop up tonight. You are a very good performer, and it definitely shows that you are really all about performing. You have kind of a mystique, this kind of robotish type of thing, but it's also just you. It's you playing on the stage. Now, you kind of have the Droid Bishop mystique. You kind of have the name, the whole moves, and it almost feels like you're like an android, kind of like up there performing and stuff. It's kind of neat.
I like the fact you got the headband, kind of like Vasquez from the movie, and then you got the neon sunglass. I love it.
I mean, it's you treat it still like Droid Bishop is a like a humanoid character, but I do treat it like that, but I also treat it like it's one and the same. Like, my name is James, but my name is Droid Bishop too. Like, it's this entity that I have, because I always feel a little not relatable to the world in a lot of ways, and you're kind of, it's that, it's how kids feel like when, like, I must be adopted, or like, I must be from another planet. You kind of, a lot of people probably feel that way, especially today, when you're kind of like, wow, I feel pretty on a different level than what a lot of people think or do. And so to me, that's my entity of like being from another place and navigating through this crazy world of humans, like alone, and kind of looking at people and taking it all in, or whatever, reporting back home to the mother planet.
By the way, Dennis.
Yeah.
Bishop prefers that you use the term artificial person.
I'm so sorry. Apologies to all the
for those aliens fans out there. Let's start quoting everything. Quote all the aliens.
Yeah, exactly.
Get it right. All right, I'll make sure I note that down for next time.
I don't give a shit.
Plus, you let me play with your whammy bar at the concert. I don't even know if you remember that, but I was lucky enough to get to see you before like the end of the world, and I actually saw. I think it was the last concert I saw. I saw you, and I saw Magic Sword in Philly. And it was such a great time. I was messing with the wham. I'm like, this is like, I've never had an experience like that. So yeah, kudos and thank you for that experience. And I feel like that's kind of a thing that you do. Like you enjoy being out there with the people, and to have a little bit of fun and to be personable. And that's, to me, like that's the most important part about performing. You could stand behind a table all day long and play the coolest music in the world, but if you have that ability to just interact and just participate and have other people kind of there with you experiencing it, like I think that's the ultimate experience. That's why people drive halfway across the world to see people perform.
Yeah,
it's that,
for sure.
It's that intimacy.
I mean, it's it's definitely a different experience if you know that it's supposed to be a different experience, and as a performer and artist, and know that like, yo, there's a time to listen to the record in your headphones at home or in the car, and then there's a time to put on a fucking show, and like, here we go. Like it's not, to each their own, but for me, like, and I've said this a lot, like, it's not really about like your instrumentation or how good you are. Like, if you want to go see people play well, like, you can go see the orchestras or jazz musicians or incredible bands to that degree. I don't care what you're doing, the work is done when you make the song. So if you make a good song that's worthy of a concert, you're pretty much, you've done a good job. So now all your job is to put on a fucking good show. So if that's you performing or playing well or just standing and having a crazy light show, it doesn't matter. Just make the money worth it, because these tickets are insanely expensive these days. And you want to be entertained. And I don't give a shit if everything's on track or whatever. Like, we have the album, like if a song is great, it's great. I don't care if there's vocal tune on it. I don't care if it was chopped up, and like, if it makes you feel something, it did something right. And but if you're not gonna fucking entertain me, like, just sit at home, because it's a waste of my money. And you know, so.
I don't know about you, Dennis, but so Bish, when you went on tour last year with Magic Sword, and you ended your set with Most Triumphant, man, that gave me the feels.
Yeah,
Most Triumphant, and you know, then I get the album, and it was like probably the song I listened to on a repeat for a good 3-4 months.
Oh, nice, man. Well, I
It's
appreciate
amazing song.
the kind words, and I like that song. You know, that was one that I liked, and that's a weird polarizing one. I feel like some people, like, it's their favorite song, and someone might not even really care about that one. So that's always gonna.
There's something epic, elevating about it. It's kind of hidden in the undertones, but it just builds.
Well, cool. I'm glad you got.
If you're a Bishop fan, you know which song I'm talking about.
Some jollies from that.
Yes. I feel like I'm just flying through space with like swords and just like this computer world. Like, it's like just such a mixture. That's the thing I really kind of like about the music. It just feels like this mixture of all these cool elements with the, you know, like I said, it's more like a chill, like yacht kind of vibe, and then it's got like the 70s sound, and then it's got this whole other element to, like, with the computers, and it's got jazz. Dude, you're doing like jazz, like, you know, in fact, I even heard a couple of people saying Droid Bishop, he's the new jazz guy, but I'm like, that's awesome. You know,
I mean, I'll take it.
Yeah,
I love jazz music. I love like fusion stuff, and like my top 3 band for me is like Steely Dan. So I love kind of fusion-y elements, and you know, my grandpa was a jazz trumpet player, and so I kind of grew up with a lot of stuff, and just realized, like, you know, that's and I used to put jazz chords in like my metal bands too, and all this stuff. I was always trying to work in jazz elements, or kind of, you know, cool chords and you know, classical things here and there in other styles, kind of like, you know, Queen would do in a lot of stuff, like Bohemian Rhapsody. And the concept of mixing a juxtaposed thing with something was always exciting. So now, you know, digressing back to me saying, fuck it, I'm gonna do what I want to do, like putting more jazz changes, more cool elements that catch the listener, but staying in a line that I've made myself of, you know, I love Van Halen, and like, they're like technically awesome, but they keep their songs short, and their little solos and breaks that are intricate are like 5 seconds, and they're just like dun, 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 and then it's back and you're grooving. Like, so, you know, call me up and let me know if my 15-minute songs are getting old on my next record. But for now, like, you know, keep it chill, and you know, you just kind of take notes from. I'm going off on some tangent. Don't even know what the original question was, but like, you take notes from everything throughout life, and you're like, that worked for then, that worked for this. The jazz chords, that's what we're talking about. But yeah, that's cool. Whoever thinks I'm doing jazz, synth jazz,
the synthwave yacht rock jazz guy.
I mean, there's so many chords. There's so many chords and things out there. There's so many colors and flavors. And I just feel like everyone's so used to having pizza and burgers all the time, and that's it, and that's all you're allowed to have, and like it's good. They're gonna
Right.
make it fucking good for you.
Eat some
but,
Creole every now and
you
then,
know,
man.
Exactly.
It's good
like,
for you.
there's some other dishes and there's other things, and it's to a degree it's no fault of a lot of people. It's just exposure and cycles that need to be broken.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
I always just scatter off on the tangent.
Me
Yeah,
too, brother.
reel
me
me
too.
back in, boys.
Zip, zip, zip. Well, speaking
I'm
of,
listening, mesmerized.
yeah, me too. And speaking of flavors and different sounds, let's go ahead and why don't we go ahead and drop some more tunes here, Mr. Jules, Mr. Neon Fox. What do we have lined up here? Some good
Well,
stuff.
this is a song I've been wanting to play for the last couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Pilot
Yes.
from the UK. He's just dropped a new single called "The Return," and as most of Pilot's work is, it's pretty damn awesome.
It's rad.
So here it is, "The Return" by Pilot on Night Ride FM.
And once again, that was The Return by Pilots. Great tune right there. And he's
Pilot's one of those
phoning home
artists
here.
who he got lucky. I think some of his songs are featured in like car commercials and stuff.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I think he pretty much just lays back, puts his feet up, and drops a track once every few months.
Absolutely.
Must be nice.
Lucky
Here I
guy.
am working my ass off.
Putting out albums and this guy. But no, Pilot's a really good producer. And yeah, good people. We got all kinds of good people in the house. Mr. Neon Fox, you want to go ahead and give a couple shout outs? I see a couple familiar faces that just popped in. I don't know why my voice just went like that, but wow.
Some
Holy
faces.
moly. Let me get some
All right,
water.
well, you know what? Artist, graphic, and music producer MK Khan is in the chat, as well as Daisy and Jesse. Eric C. Powell,
Nice.
incredible producers in the chat.
Shout out to Daisy.
Daisy.
She's a cool chick. She's a good supporter of the droid.
Oh, nice.
Sweet. Does she have as many shirts as I do?
I gotta say, bro, I think she's got you beat.
Oh God, no!
I just got
oh
my-
God, wow, Daisy. All right.
I got my number 2
Respect.
droid shirt. So I got the one at in Philly, and I just ordered one from the new album
Nice.
because you know what really got me? The BioShock one that you have. I don't even know if it was
yeah.
BioShock inspired, but this thing is so rad. I was like,
Which one?
it's like gold, and it's got like it's a very Art Deco type of city skyline.
Yeah, the futuristic city. thing or
Yes.
whatever. Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
It's
yeah,
rad.
it's been a lot of people like that one. So like it was just a random design. I was getting testing some new ideas, like how to do that city. You know, that was like I just learned how to do that and just did that, and it was kind of like that's cool, and like put it on a shirt. So you know, working with this new kind of merch like endeavor where it's cool for me where I can put up ideas and it's like print on demand vibe. So if no one likes that, I didn't order 200 of these shirts and
Yeah.
I'm stuck with them. I feel like, you know, it's a cool thing. So I appreciate everyone who's bought merch, and
Yeah.
so shout out to you boys and Daisy. How about that?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And if you guys
You know
want to go, where can they go, Jules?
jeez.
droidbishop.bandcamp.com.
You got
Go
it.
there, or you can go to Droid Bishop Shopify.com for other merch and goodness.
Get all your fancy stuff, your
Get
leg
a
warmers.
sexy, get a
Leather
sexy
swings and your
Bish COVID mask.
exactly your
You
crotchless
know-
panties and all the
Oh
good stuff.
yeah.
Nice.
Oh, you know what? There's a couple of other people I gotta throw a shout out to. Neon Lights is
Hey.
also in there. Mike Templar is in there. Egg Shen, my favorite friend who likes the Big Trouble in Little China movie.
Yeah. Good
Thunder
stuff.
Porpoise.
Hey,
is in
Thunder
the chat.
Porpoise.
We heard some songs of his yesterday when Karn was doing a show,
Yeah, indeed.
and System Glitch joined us.
Well, very
Knight
good.
Rider 87 is over in Discord, and Graphic Mercenary just joined the IRC.
Thank you very much for joining our chat room in the IRC. We love you guys. And hold on 1 second here. We
Oh wait, hang on. Raul Paredes over in YouTube. I'm
Yeah.
responding. There you go. Hi.
last minute. We have some information here. This just in. Let's take a look at what's going on our ticket line here. Friday, 12 p.m. EST. Zach Robinson. Oh, he's the guy who helped score what? Cobra Kai, right?
You got it. Yep.
DAD album, The Construct, is getting a wax treatment. Nice. So we got some vinyl coming out?
Yeah, and it's gonna be mastered by Dynatron.
Oh, that is sweet. Very
Oh,
good.
nice. He does a lot of mastering for people.
Yeah.
I feel like I've heard his name on part of stuff. He's a nice guy. I mean, I don't know him super personally, but we've like stayed in touch a little bit and always kind of like each other's endeavors. And yeah, he's a cool guy.
He's a great producer as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice. Very good.
Also, yeah, courtesy of Tyler from the Midnight, who was in the chat. He states that there's an instrumental version of the album Monsters.
Nice.
on the way.
That is
So
always
yeah,
good.
for those who want to listen to their instrumentals when they're playing the Cyberpunk games,
Yeah.
there you go.
Well, there you go. Get your vinyls. Vinyls in, man. Vinyls in. I don't know, Droid. When are you gonna get your 8-tracks? Because I tell you what, man.
Phone, dude. I'm gonna
Tracks.
be writing this music on rocks, bro.
uh,
Write music now.
I'm ready, man.
One of those steel with the little music boxes, you know, where you just twist it and it just ding 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 ding.
I gotta say that sound, like the music box tinkle, it gets me, man. Like, because they're usually songs that are nicely composed. Like a one I used to have was the When You Wish Upon a Star, which arguably could be my favorite song.
It doesn't get old, man. It doesn't get old.
So are we gonna hear that sound? Are we gonna hear samples of that in your next album?
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if I use that on something in the future at some level. Like, I always think about that song and the music, and it's inspirational. It's a perfect song. So
that'd be cool if you have a song that breaks into that music box sound. That'd be pretty wild.
Or you start with it, or who knows?
Yeah,
but
that would be cool. Yeah, you start with it and then you just make the song just elevate to like full production.
Off all Disney's music, and I just become a Disney cover artist.
That's your new future.
That's one. You're either gonna get silenced or you're gonna make a lot of money.
Right.
Probably taken out back and shot twice in the head. Assassinated by a giant mouse, but that's fine.
We need to end him. Mickey says end him.
He just did the Mickey.
All right, so let's see if we can move along here with a couple more rad tunes. I know we have this next one here. This is actually a new artist that kind of popped up on the scene, kind of caught my ear. I love this band.
This is a good find of yours.
Yeah. They've been putting out, I guess, really, they have 3 songs out. They've been out since July, so they really haven't been on the scene, or at least in the synthwave market, for that long. But I really dug this tune here. This is a group by the name of FHE. I'm sorry, FHE. I have dyslexia
Future
slightly.
Human Evolution.
Oh, you know the acronym. You know the actual.
Well, I'm looking
name.
at Bandcamp.
See, Jules does more of his research. I just like read song titles, and I'm like, this is good enough for me. But the song is called Sweet Harmony, so we're going to go ahead and drop it on you right now. We got some more questions for the Mr. Droid Bishop right after this.
Is it right or wrong? Try to find a place we can all belong. Be as one. Try to get on by. If we unify, we should really try. All this time, spinning round and round, made the same mistakes.
Oh, yeah. That was Sweet Harmony by FHE. Future something? Help me,
Future
Jules.
Human Evolution.
Yes.
It's a great find of yours. I remember you sent me a link. Like, check these guys out.
Yeah,
Well, what? How can I have never heard of these people?
It's good to get the drop on Jules every now and then. Usually I don't. Usually you bring everything to me because I'm lazy. I don't like to look at music. But
Was this a submission, or did you just somehow?
this was I can't remember. I think it
Wow.
might have been or it might not have been. That was a terrible answer.
It was or it wasn't. I can't remember.
But I can guarantee you it was one of those.
It was, definitely a maybe.
Real quick, we want to mention in other news here, kind of cool, Gunship's new video is now available if you want to check that out. It's called The Drone Racers. It's the music video. It launched today on the YouTube. I'm sure you saw it, Jules. How was it?
No, you know what? I was busy today.
Oh.
And you know what? I still haven't watched the one that was dropped yesterday with Kat Von D.
Oh, there's two
They-
videos.
they dropped 2 videos this week.
What is? You
Two
hear
music
nothing
videos
from
for their
Gunship, and
songs
then all of
from
a
their
sudden, it's like a video a day. Like, what in the world?
And I'm still hedging my bets that we're not done hearing from them before the end of the year.
They like to
I
build
think-
up.
Yeah, I think they've got maybe an album dropping by the end of the year.
Well, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Extra news for you. All right, so let's jump into one more quick here. Let's dig into some more questions here for the Mr. Droid Bishop.
Yeah, I've got one.
Yeah.
So, James, 2020 was a complete wash
Ugh.
in terms of touring. I know I think you were supposed to be over in Seattle and Portland this year.
Yeah, like 6 months ago.
Yeah,
Oh
Or
man.
something like that. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know when the dates were. Those shows are not. They don't exist in
I know.
my history.
So, are you planning on giving it a shot if it's possible next year, 2021?
I mean, if it's all good, like my name's Droid Bishop. I'm a man of science. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm not a damn fool. Like, so
2021 is being a little bit too optimistic.
I don't know. You know what? Like, whatever science has to say about things, I'll have a good look and I'll make decisions based on that and it'd be
Based on
great.
science?
Based
Imagine-
on science.
imagine that.
I say we take off and nuke the entire site from orbit. It's the only way to
Well,
be sure.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I mean, this is why we need like all the, not getting political, but all the giant money that's going around with like war and other things being spent on like, you just need to put like $1 trillion into space travel and we're going to sort this shit out. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like the space budgets are so small compared to some of the other things. And it's kind of like, clearly we need another planet. And
we got to go.
clearly we broke this one and can I have another one, sir? I'm sorry, they're all the way in the back and that's like 18 fucking light years over here. So
Yeah, but we can
But-
do it. We need to figure it out quick.
yeah, but other than that, like all I can do is just keep creating and working. And like you said, 2020, it was a bust. But for me, and you almost feel guilty, but then I don't because I'm a contributor and I just put out this album and I'm not a piece of shit sitting down collecting checks and doing nothing. But like for me, it wasn't a total wash. Like I actually like did some like the best work I've done in my opinion,
Yeah.
and like I've gotten better at things in my personal life, and this kind of has forced us to take a look at ourselves or things that you're given time, so like to just evaluate things that you may not have thought about or given the time to sit quietly and do that. So for me, it's been kind of this weird blessing and just trying to turn that around and give that back to other people, because I know it's been hard for a lot of people, and I always try to take my blessings and put it into the art that's going to go back. It's this cycle, which I think the universe has kind of hooked me up with. If it's like, look, we'll hook you up if you hook it up, and like keep, it's this it's this cycle of just kind of giving and exploring. It
Yeah.
all sounds pretty silly, but it's like I put money on all that stuff.
But times like this, I always say, it's absolutely the truth. You need good entertainment. You need something to just kind of take your mind off of things and all the craziness that's going on in the world. And you just need to really dig into a good album or a good show or some sort of entertainment or art or something to inspire you to keep you moving forward. You got to keep the ball moving forward. And people like you and creators and everybody that's putting anything out to try to enlighten people or to just give them a little bit of entertainment. It's so important in
And
times like this.
You know, Bish hasn't been lazy because I mean, not only were you working on this album, you dropped that, but you also had your little collab with the Magic Sword,
Yeah.
and and you won Wave Shaper CRT Days remix.
Yeah, that was
Great
cool.
track.
I
That's
mean,
amazing.
which I appreciate that. Yeah, I just kind of like did that last minute, and I remember he was doing that. I saw something about the contest like a few months ago, and I was like, well, if I'm finishing my album, like if I have time and I've done the album and there's time, like I'll take a stab at that, because I don't think you should, leave no stone unturned. Like, don't be too lazy to do something if it's an opportunity that could advance or be good for you. Or like, honestly, like I just won that contest, and I thought like maybe I'll give that a go, because it would be great if I won, and I won, and I wouldn't have won if I didn't do that. You know what I mean? So like,
That's
get off
right.
your fucking ass and do what you need to do. And just so you know, Dennis, I raised my shoulders on that one because I spent a lot of time in Jersey Shore when I was a kid.
You're damn right.
So at the fucking Wawa. All right?
At the Wawa. That's it, man. But that's it. Can we get that on a t-shirt?
Wawa.
No, just shut the
All
fuck
that?
up and do what you
Yeah.
got to do. That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
Droid Bishop on the back. Words to live
Yeah,
by.
you got to entertain, and my motto is kind of like enlighten and entertain. Like if you can do those at the same time, like you're pretty spot on. Like certain directors and artists, like they can enlighten and entertain at the same time, and I don't think they have to be mutually exclusive. You don't have to
Absolutely.
fucking preach to someone, but you can. It's the airplane and the spoon of the vegetables going to the kids fucking, like, here you go. Like, here's your shitty vegetables you don't want. Like, you gotta give them something they want, but
That's it.
I don't know where I'm going with that
No,
one.
this is great. I'm ready to
Entertain,
follow.
enlighten and entertain.
Let's follow this where it goes. No, it's the truth though, and it's so important. Again, in times like this, it's great to have great music, great albums. And you know what? Speaking of album releases, Jules, I know we have a huge barrage because, like we all said, in times of need, we have a lot of people that are just cranking out so many albums. Jules, you want to let us know a little bit about what we got lined up here?
Well, yeah. So today, I was gonna rattle this off on the birthday segment, but so on the 4th of September, last Friday,
Yes.
S4E3's album, The Beginning, dropped.
Nice.
If you like your synth with funk and fusion, he's got that down pat. Excellent album. And of course, Prism from the Fixed Neon label dropped their full album, I guess, All Night.
Yep.
Was released the same day, as well as Duet dropped instrumentals. And Drive, new artist on NRW, dropped self-titled album, Drive.
Yeah.
And that's with a Y.
It's pretty rad.
And then my friend from London, Ontario, so like 2 hours away from me, Signal Void, also on the Fixed Neon label. What was it? Monday, dropped a new single called Road to Nowhere. And then yesterday, some guy named Droid Bishop
Who?
dropped an album. Yeah, called Music. Incredible.
Yeah, indeed.
And Scandroid himself dropped a kind of a vaporwave single today, right? Awakening.
Yeah, that was kind of a unique one that I didn't expect, honestly.
Yeah, you don't have his vocoded vocals in it.
Yeah.
So that's a new one. And then let's see, our friend Miles Matrix, he's dropping a new album on the 16th called Silicon Valley, and I think we're gonna premiere a track or play it next week.
Ooh,
Play one of my tracks? Oh, sure, of course we will.
very nice.
And then Fury Weekend, Automatic Love featuring Essinger, single drops on the 16th as well. Another Fixed artist. And then Neverman, He is going to be dropping a new album. He hasn't released the name of it though, but that's going to be dropping on the 18th, and he's got some significant collabs on there as well.
Nice. I know he's been going crazy collabing with
yeah.
so many people. So I'm interested in hearing that and hearing what it's going to be called, because half the fun in albums is really it's what the name of the album is. I mean, it's important.
As long as it's a titular track, so that Karin can throw out the word and we can all have our drinking game.
Yes.
What was the artist you said was like Funky Fusion?
Oh yeah, Swayze.
Oh,
as in Patrick Swayze.
As in the sandwich they named.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Swayze. He's just dropped his album's called The Beginning, and he was living in New Orleans, and then COVID hit, so we had to rush back home to a different state. But he managed to finish his album and release it. This past week. Nice. And it's amazing. It's synthwave with some funk disco.
I'll check that out.
Like you, he appreciates some good jazz too. Sometimes if you follow him on Twitter, you'll see him sit down in front of a piano or a guitar and just start riffing something.
Nice.
Great.
Nice.
Yeah, in fact, we have a song where I believe we're going to be playing a tune from him tonight, so that's pretty rad. Speaking of rad tunes, we have a couple more here. We have my main man, Mr. Ace Marino, with this next track. Jules, which tune are we playing here tonight?
Yeah, so this is his latest single called, or it's after the album, right? It's called "Talk Me Down."
Yeah.
And of course, Ace Marino, like Mr. Bish, is from LA. So here it is, "Talk Me Down" by Ace Marino on Night Ride FM.
Take another. What's wrong with me? I'm a literal calamity. So can you talk me down? Yeah, I'm feeling like a wreck right now. One more setback and aggravation hasn't to any expectation. Played again with no excuse, but the truth is that, yeah, the truth is that just a moment while I'm freaking out. I can't take another. I can't take another. What's wrong with me? I'm a little calamity. So can you talk me down? Yeah, I'm feeling like a wreck right So can you talk me down? I'm a little on the edge right now. Just a moment while I'm freaking out. I can't take another. I can't take another. What's wrong with me? I'm a little calamity. So can you talk me down? Yeah, I'm feeling like a wreck
once again, that was Ace Marino with Talk Me Down. A cool track right there. I dig it. I dig it a lot.
Ace is talented.
He's good. He's good.
Can't go wrong with Ace.
I like the
He had
guitar.
he had a song on the, I think it was at least the trailer for that, not the artist. What movie was it? The movie about like that room. Remember the movie The Room? Like that fucking terrible movie. Disaster Artist.
That's right, Disaster Artist.
And his song was in that trailer because I remember it.
Yeah, I think I remember somebody
hearing
posting it, or he posted it.
Go ahead. I didn't even know that. That's pretty rad.
So that's cool for him. I mean, it made me find out who he was.
Plus the mullet.
That's a cool.
I mean,
cool synth sound. Like,
follow
the money.
He's so he does synth on the side. His day job is actually making music for commercials or corporate things. Like he's busy during the day as a musician or as a producer, but then on the side, just for giggles, he does his synthwave persona.
Oh my God, I'm not gonna put this out there, but I'm gonna put it out there right now. Droid Bishop, Ace Marino.
Oh.
While he's day trading, I'm the real deal. Okay, so
I was trying to find the word too. Collab, that's the word. I was trying to spit that out, but my brain's kind of like running away with me today. But yeah, that would be a lot of fun because you guys are both in LA too, so you never know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely open to more collabs. It's just kind of like it's highly personality driven, and you know, I've had like it's why I'm not in a band and I'm just one man Droid Bishop because I'm pretty anal about and pretty controlling in what I want to hear, and so like even working with Magic Sword was like a rare moment that just kind of everything went pretty smoothly.
Yeah, because you don't do a lot of duets or collabs.
I don't really enjoy. I've had bad experiences. Like I've had a few that like are in the works or never came out, like from a few over the years of some other unnamed artists in the scene. So no fault to anyone really, but it just things break down when you're kind of going for different vibes, and it's just not something I'm super interested in. And only because I toured with Magic Sword and we became like tight and like almost brotherly, if you will. It was kind of like, okay, I at least know that our personalities line up, so we can deal with problems as they come up. With all these people, like, you know, working with someone from like the Netherlands or whatever, it's like I don't fucking know this guy. He could be a serial killer. Just makes synth music.
You got to be close enough to say, hey, yo, your shit sucks. We need to fix this, and not have them like get mad at you. You know,
well,
I guess
because you kind of have to talk about it. Like anything written down sounds horrible.
Right.
Like too loud or like needs more like something here. It sounds angry. It's like this shit's too fucking loud and you're shit at your job. Like that's what it reads as.
Right.
And you know, you got to get on the phone sometimes and be like, I like it, but you know, you gotta finesse that with the but start high and go down.
And the higher you go, it's like the more like
it's like, well, I mean, it's good.
The more problems you have with it, the higher the voice has to go. I think there's there's a scale to that somewhere.
There is.
You can measure that.
So, I mean, you know, but that's and I'll take a lot of blame that I'm pretty. Like I'm a cool guy, other than if you're in a band with me. You know? So like, don't fuck my shit up. Don't play the wrong chord.
That's beautiful. But you know, that's the artist thing. You know, everyone's kind of like that too. You know, but it's important because you have your sound, and you know, because everyone's out there to express themselves, and it does take a lot, and you can't just like throw two random people and expect harmony. You know, sometimes you have to find that right connection and somebody that you vibe with. Not only that though, you have to find somebody that complements yourself, because if you put two of the same type of artists together, I feel that it's not really going to have that magic. You have to complement each other, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like a you know, relationship or whatever. Like for me, I'm sure a lot of people are like this. Like me and my girlfriend have a lot of similar things that we do or traits, but also are very different in a lot of ways, but it complements each other, and it's just the right temperature, because you know, there's been people in the past where it's almost the right temperature, but then it's volatile because there was something off, and like your negative didn't work as well with their plus. You know what I mean? Like it's just
Yeah.
it's all and in music especially. You can't just put, you know, how many super groups are there from the 80s and 70s that like didn't really do it, you know, didn't really make it. You can't just put 5 slamming dudes together and be like, you know, a guy from Zeppelin, a guy from, you know, the Beatles, a guy from this, and be like, hey, can you guys make a record and make it as good as all of your records you made with your own bands? Thank you. Like, no, it doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly. Well, always interesting. I tell you what, we do have our next little segment here. Now, this is a fun little thing. Now, Droid, I know you have a birthday, and I think everyone out
we all
here
have a birthday.
Yeah,
Right.
we kind of
If you
all
don't,
do.
I'd be worried.
We
Probably an inception date.
well,
Yes.
yeah. There's a few out there that have an inception.
Rolled off the old conveyor belt.
That's it. Exactly. It's getting late. My words are not working. But Jules, help me out here. I bet you can roll off a few of our birthdays in the house. What do you think, sir?
Yeah. So before I do that, just a quick shout out to some late joiners in the chats here. We got Judy and Gaz from Honeybeard, Manuel over in YouTube chat, and Yoru just joined, and of course the Last Years has joined us tonight as well.
Very
We
nice.
heard one of their tracks on Karin's show last night. So yeah, birthdays. Let's kick into it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, yesterday, 2 artists celebrated birthdays, Eli Raybon and Lost Outrider. And yes, today is Swayze's birthday.
Swayze! 3 exclamation points.
Yeah.
4 exclamation marks.
Four exclamation points. Amazing. And yeah, on Thursday, tomorrow? Midnight Fighters is celebrating a birthday. And on Friday, the 11th, an artist from Europe, Hollow Flash, who is also now one half of the band Platforms.
Nice.
He's celebrating a birthday, as well as an artist named 27, aka Jack Hardman. That's Friday. And Saturday, on the 12th, speaking of the Last Years, and the Last Years is going to be celebrating his birthday, so happy birthday, Andy. And September 12th as well, Logan Hunt, which is JJ Mist's other half. He's a graphic artist, as well as, her manager.
Very cool.
Yeah. And finally, Monday, September 14th, Michael Weber from Seattle. He's going to be celebrating a birthday, as well as artist Lost Nights. So there we go.
Michael Weber's a super sweet guy.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy.
And he just came out with a vinyl too. If anyone wants to check that out, look at me rapping other people's work. Buy my album first.
That's right.
Head over to michaeljweber.bandcamp.com.
Are you the private investigator tracking down these birthdays, Jules, or how do you
He
guys come up
is.
with this info?
Just friend people on Facebook, and then I'm the ultimate stalker.
Yeah,
He is.
I just stand outside their window. That's all.
Get their ad. I mailed out shirts to people. I'm like, oh, now I got their address. What am I gonna do with it?
Yeah, sell it on the black market.
Or just mail me something and they put a return address, and I'm like, yeah, kind of just keep that, write it down,
Break this down over here.
find out where you work, what your
Not-
salary is.
Now you know why I use a PO box when I send merch.
That's
There
it.
you go, yeah.
For psychos like you.
The Bish has been around the block a few times.
A few severed heads in my day have showed up unannounced, but
Good times, man. Good times. Jules, we got to talk.
yeah. I'm the new co-host.
I tell you what, before we go into giving Jules and sitting him down and talking about peeping in windows, let's drop another tune here. Speaking of Swayze, I'm going to give you a chance to give a listen to his new song, his new album, as a matter of fact. This is brand new by him. Now, this is that New Orleans funk, that just stank funk that just like hits you when you walk in and it just like wafts in your face like that type
hot,
of
sweaty day on the bayou.
hot sweaty day on the bayou, like all that rolled in. And he's got like a little Michael Jackson vibe too. I'm feeling it, a little bit of Prince vibe. It's good stuff. So this track here, this is called A Little Story, and he gets real funky on this one. This is again from his new album, and it's called A New Beginning or Beginnings. Jules,
It's a little story.
the
Track's called
album.
Little Story
But what
from
about the album?
Yeah.
Yes,
The yeah.
I'm
Beginning.
failing. Beginning.
His album is called The Beginning.
My God, it's getting so late. Here it is. Enjoy. This is Swayze with a little story.
Hey, Swayze, tell us a story.
You want to hear a story? All right. Let me tell you a little story about a girl I knew. She's got a long way to go, that's how you know it's true. She's the only one that made me feel alright, but I never knew where she was gonna be at night. Baby, a little story about a boy I knew. She met a girl and he didn't know what to do. She's a butcher and a queen in America too, and she's the one that brought me to you. And she said, hello, come in, should we do it again? That's when I said, Miss, now let's get something right. Let me tell you a little story about a girl I knew. She's got a long way to go, that's how you know it's true. She's the only one that made me feel alright, but I never knew where she was gonna be at night. Baby, a little story about a boy I knew. She met a girl and he didn't know what to do. She's a butcher and a queen in America too, and she's the one that brought me to you. And she said, let's get something right. Let me tell you a little story about a girl I knew. She's got a long way to go, that's how you know it's true. She's the only one that made me feel alright, but I never knew where she was gonna be at night. Baby, a little story about a boy I knew. She met a girl and he didn't know what to do. She's a butcher and a queen in America too, and she's the one that brought me to you. And she said, well, I still love you, baby. You're the only one for me, yeah. Well, if I told you once, I told you twice, I'm better off just being me. And if I told you once, I told you twice, get your hands right off of me. Oh, baby, just let me be free. Let me tell you a little story about a girl I knew. She's got a long way to go, that's how you know it's true. She's the only one that made me feel alright, but I never knew where she was gonna be at night. Baby, a little story about a boy I knew. She met a girl and he didn't know what to do. She's a butcher and a queen in America too, and she's the one that brought me to you. And she said,
And once again, that was Swayze with a little story. And what album is that from, Jules, so I don't mess it up 2 times?
The beginning.
Beginning. It's a simple album title, you know?
So funky.
It is. It's great. I love that tune. And thank you so much, Swayze, for just being Swayze, man. You're great. Now we're going to move on into some touring and events. And I guess we have to always put a disclaimer?
Disclaimer, yeah. So everything we've got here is all in 2021, but I mean, yeah. I wouldn't be buying flight tickets yet until the day of.
But it's something to look forward to.
Yeah.
And dream.
We had Tyler joined us in the chat earlier. So speaking of Tyler, aka The Midnight, they're on tour in Europe, February 14th to March 16th. I think most of the tickets are sold out. And then March 11th in Glasgow, Ollie Ride will be performing, courtesy of Outland.
Yeah.
And March 13th, courtesy of Outland, he'll be down in London performing with Nina. And what else? March 27th in Darmstadt, Germany, Cyberpunk Night 2021 with Asilian, Neon Nox, Mega Hit, Midnight Danger. I love that guy. He's like Dance with the Dead. He's just, some good shred wave. And Hyper.
Cool.
And then June 5th in Bristol, England, Space Jams with Nina and Wolf Club.
God, it's so far out.
Yeah. June 26th, London. Outland's going to try again because they had to cancel this year's. They're going to try again with their Sunset Cruise featuring Morgan Willis, Quixotic, and probably more artists. And if you want to creep a little further out, July 24th next year, Retrowave Deluxe with Jordan F., DJP, Highway Superstar, New Arcades, Duet, Lavenue, and more. So yeah, you notice there's not much going on in North America because it's a shit show here.
We suck.
Yeah.
We failed.
Then again, England isn't doing so great, but I don't think they give a shit anymore.
And before we move on into kind of our closing set here, we would like to mention a few shout-outs once again. This time is to kind of shout out our Patreon supporters, and of course, we have some awesome people that support Night Ride FM. They support the show. They support the station. You know, we have a lot going on. We have some merch too, by the way. Grab a t-shirt. Grab some. We have those with the leggings, right, Jules? They're pretty rad. They got the logo all around them, and all the cute girls, they wear them, and whew, okay.
I thought it was us who were going to be cute and wear those.
Well, I mean, maybe. I don't know if I could be as cute, though. I don't know if I could really honestly pull it off. But the only thing I could pull off at this point is a double extra large Droid Bishop shirt.
Or you could pull off the dress that you'd be wearing.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll see how the night goes. But let's jump into some of our Patreon listeners and supporters. We have now. I'm already gonna mess this up.
Order.
Yes, he is new to our Roland SH101 club. We have, is it the Gathel?
Yep.
Works for me. Prophet 5, our Prophet 5 club. Thank you so much for being new supporters of Night Ride FM. We have, of course, Jason Hoffman, our ARP 2600 cat, and he is probably in either the YouTube or the Discord. So awesome. Thank you so much. Rex Balls, of course.
Rex.
Bish, we have a supporter. His name is Rex Balls, and he's the funniest dude. He really is. He is always on our Discord, and he's a cool guy.
Actually on YouTube and Discord, yeah.
Yeah, he's a joiner of
Rex Balls.
He's Rex Balls.
Right. Rex Balls.
Our CS80, our backstage club. So thank you so much, and of course, some of our older, longer supporters here that have just been around forever. So have been supporting us for, gosh, feels like forever now. We have Justin Batoli, Nightmares and Neon, a great band. Chaos Strife, pretty awesome. Your main man, Gaz, who's also in the chat room, Honeybeard. So thank you so much. And then we have Audio Waves. They do a couple shows every now and then on Night Ride. So
Bow Audio Waves?
Yeah. I think they, every now and then, they'll do a nice little set, which is cool. Dynamite Stranger, I'm sure, we've talked about him a lot last season. He's got a new album out, I guess, as of this year, so check that out. Might still have some vinyl available, possibly, so check that out if you're into collecting the vinyl. And, of course, last but not least, we have Peacecraft, which is, just kind of a nice, chill name for a synthwave.
Yeah, he just dropped a couple of synthwave songs this year. He was an EDM producer / DJ out of Vancouver, and decided, somebody suggested, hey, why don't you try making some synthwave songs, and he did. And they turned out pretty damn good.
Yeah, this is where it's at. We have a great community here, so.
Speaking of community, I just want to throw just some last shout outs to the people in the chat. We've got Avarice, who joined in the YouTube chat, as well as Stephen D. And then Mr. the Kid, producer, just jumped into the IRC.
Nice.
And our friend
the Kid. Sorry, I just got that joke from
Mr. the
Bill
Kid.
and Ted.
Yep.
Mr. the Kid.
And Dayton Bates in the chat.
Dayton
So
Bates.
thanks, everyone.
Yeah. And Bish, do you have anyone you'd like to? I know you got a couple listeners in the chat room as well, people that came for the show. So thank you for coming. Who are they?
Yeah, thanks for stopping by. I do know
Daisy,
two
right?
sisters, Judy and Daisy.
Yeah.
They left the chat for no obvious reason or anything.
They might be listening. We got a lot of
yeah.
lurkers too. So what
No,
happens
exactly.
is
They're actually
listen.
two cool girls that I met in New York at a show, and like we just chatted, and like they were at the merch table, and like just nice girls, and they've been huge supporters and like buy merch, and they're just kind of great supporters of things that I do, and that's why it's so super important, I think, to kind of take some time when you're at the show or at the merch table, and if you can give actual genuine moments of time to people and an interaction rather than just like, I don't know, something that works on paper or some procedure you're supposed to follow.
right. Or just hop in the van and you're like, bye. Thanks for your money.
One of the hardest one of the hardest choices you have to make when you're at a show, especially when you got Droid Bishop opening and Magic Sword up next, is do you stand at the front when Magic Sword's playing, waving your glowy sword, or do you go hang out in the back with Andy and Droid Bishop and chat at the merch table?
I don't know. There's no wrong or right answer there, but
That is true.
My eyes almost split in two different directions in my head.
Some of these, like that, just reminded me some of these shows or things at like big festivals in like other countries. Like they have those like the two stages, like one at each end of like some big hall or some some arena, and like it's a changeover while the other band's playing. So if you're at the back for that band, then you're going to be at the front for the next band, and so on forth, like all day, and it just seems like crazy. I mean, once you're there, you're there. So
I just want to get out and see the shows again, man. We're going to get there.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to get there. But that about wraps up our show. Thank you so much for listening to The State of Synth. Once again, of course, it was such a pleasure to have you on, Droid Bishop.
Thanks for having me, boys, and all the listeners out there.
Yeah, it was pleasure was all ours. Go out and buy music. Buy music.
Yes, droidbishop.bandcamp.com.
That's it. Buy some t-shirts too. He's got some rad designs, and apparently they are designed by Droid Bishop. So there you go. You get the artist, the shirts, the music. You do it all, man. You do it all.
Yeah, if anyone wants to find more links, like just follow me on Instagram at Droid Bishop, and there's a link tree in my bio that has like links to all my stuff, and you can figure it all out from there, because we all know what computers are.
You guys head to toe and Droid Bishop like I do.
Exactly.
That's it. That's it. So once again, guys, thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and play you out with this last track here. Now, who do we have lined up here? Speaking of collabs, we got a pretty rad collab right here. What do we got lined up here, Jules, to close us out?
I gotta make sure we say this correctly.
Say it right, Jules.
There's no featuring here.
No featuring. I removed it completely from the meta tag.
So courtesy of Aztec Records, Primo the Alien had a collab with Sunglasses Kid from the UK. So Primo's from Atlanta. Or no, not Atlanta, Austin, Texas.
Yes. She's a feisty Texan girl.
Yeah. She mentioned earlier she would have been in the chat listening and saying hi to everyone, but she actually had to go do some band practice tonight.
She's
lying. So she wanted to say hi to everyone. But anyways, Primo the Alien and Sunglasses Kid collabing on this new track called Fixing Me With Love. So thank you everyone for listening, and enjoy your night and have a great weekend.
Bye-bye.
When we started, I was nothing but a broken-hearted lover. But you wanted me over, as you take me under blankets and covers. Oh, baby, when you hold me close. It's such a rush.